And this is the Lifeboat, 3 o'clock edition. Oh, people. Hear that? That was an acorn hitting my window. It just blew off the tree. I have removed hundreds and hundreds of pounds of acorns off of the tree in my yard. It is an absolute nightmare. Hindsight being 2020, planting oak trees this close to a house was probably not a great idea. Well, people, so it is 3 o'clock. I'm live. I can safely say that less than 10 minutes ago, I was still working on the deck that I was working on with the gentleman from yesterday. We just finished the deck. I feel great about it, but by way of full disclosure, I did not anticipate that this was going to take 2 days and be the job that it was. I really didn't. But it's one of those things, and I don't regret it. I really don't. It's one of those things that you do, and after the fact, you're proud of the fact that you did it. Truthfully, it was considerably more work than I thought it was going to be. But that being said, you do what you do, and if you do the right thing, I don't know, you feel good about it afterwards. Let's see, who do we have? We have Flaming Jackson says, I love y'all. Jackson, we love you too. Chi-Chi, look at this, huh? Chi-Chi, oh man, I am so happy that you are here. Saigon Cinnamon, hey kids, get off my damn yard, perfect. Hey, the crazy uncle, hey Captain Tommy, the crazy uncle is on the Lifeboat. Yes, Leisure 7772, good to see you, my friend. So people, Chi-Chi is here. I don't know how happy you are about that, but I am absolutely beside myself with happy. I don't know whether or not Chi-Chi has had a chance to talk to her twin from another mother, but I hope you get a chance to talk to your twin. She has a message for you from moi. So when after she talks to you, please shoot me an email, Chi-Chi, at CaptainTommyScoville@gmail.com. That is CaptainTommyScoville@gmail.com. People, I've got a couple of things to say. Number one, wow, right? We surpassed 1,600 crew members on the boat. People, this is astounding. It really is. We're not 3 months old yet, and we have 1,600 crew members. There's a very simple reason for that. It is embarrassing. I got the message. Good. Email me. People, the reason that we have 1,600 crewmates is because of the letters, the goodbye letters. Dan Jimenez, good to see you. Because of the goodbye letters that people wrote on this channel, because of the interviews that we have been doing on this channel. For those reasons and those reasons alone. Jesse Brown, good to see you. Brian Michaels, good to have you here. Happy Sunday. The reason that we are over 1,600 people is the crew of this boat is absolutely amazing. Every single day we get more people who are coming on board, and every time I ask someone how they found out about the channel, there is always someone who told them about it. It's not one of those things that they just come across. It's one of those things that people through word of mouth are spreading the message of love that we preach here at the Lifeboat. And the proof is in the pudding. We have individuals who are sober today, and they weren't 2.5 months ago. That is the dream of this here vessel. 1,600. That's a lot of lives to influence. It really is. But you know what? It got me thinking, people. It got me thinking. 1,600 is a lot of lives to influence. Also, the ripple effect of that. We talked about the butterfly effect last night. The ripple effect of one sober person spreads out and can affect the world in such a phenomenal way. Their children, their mothers, their fathers, right? Their brothers and sisters, their best friends. All of these people are affected when someone gets sober. but it got me to thinking. John Field says, I'm a bad person. Well, it's good to see you, John. I'm really happy that you're here as well. So the ripples start to go out. The butterfly effect. One individual. All it takes is one person to get sober. And the next thing that you know, you get all of these people whose lives are affected by what's going on. And in doing so, we start to leave the earth a better place than we found it. So I started to take a good look at exactly what we were looking at for a target, people. And there are roughly 7 billion people on this planet. 7 billion. I don't know if you can wrap your brain around 7 billion. It's a very large number. It really is. And when you start to take a look at what 7 billion means, if you started to count to 7 billion, it should take you roughly 38 years. If you started counting right now, 1, 2, 3, 38 years from now, you would reach 7 billion. So it gives you an idea of our target market. How many people out there, of the 7 billion people that are walking this planet, virtually no one doesn't need this message. Now, it doesn't mean everybody's addicted to drugs or everybody has an addiction that they need to deal with. But the statistics that I gave in the, I think it was 2 or 3 shows ago, that you've got individuals, 48% of people within our country here in the United States, 48% of people say that they're either addicted to drugs or somebody in their immediate family is. Immediate family would be brother, sister, mother, father, right? That's it, immediate family. So obviously, when you start to take a look at a large group of people, everybody is affected by addiction. There is nobody dodging this bullet. So the message that we have, the message of hope, the message of love, the message of acceptance is something that needs to get spread. That is important. And we're doing it, people. We're doing it. And the proof comes in a lot of different ways. You know, the first thing that you see is that people are getting sober. That is obviously, a dead indicator that we're doing something right. When you've got individuals that are coming on here and telling their stories and saying that if it wasn't for you people, if it wasn't for the crew of the lifeboat, then they wouldn't be sober. That is a really good indicator that we're reaching our goals, that we're hitting the targets. One of the other key indicators are find people like the gentleman that just showed up in the comment section. People like that are a dead giveaway that we're winning, because every time you start to, the trolls come out of the woodwork. People cannot stand to see somebody do good. And I don't mean do good in terms of getting rich and being successful and all of that. They love that. They celebrate those things, right? They watch the rap videos where people hold up big stacks of money and they high five and they talk about it. What they can't stand is when someone is really truthfully and honestly trying to better themselves and trying to help other people do the same. Hate is an amazing emotion, people. It really is. And it is a very difficult thing, for people in the moment. For people in the moment, it is a very difficult thing to understand. But one of the things I stressed yesterday, and I want to stress it again, here on the lifeboat, we got to concentrate as hard as possible on just moving forward, doing the right thing. And when things like that pop up, when these guys go and make an account 13 minutes before they come on here, which is exactly what happened. 13 minutes before coming on here, that gentleman made an account. He's just another guy that has been here 10 times. He'll be here 10 more times. I'm glad that we rent that much space in his head. But those people need to be pitied. They don't need to be hated. They need to be pitied. Do you have any idea how messed up you have to be in your life? How miserable you have to be in your life to dedicate the amount of time that it takes to go and do these things? Think about how much positive influence and how much positive effect someone could have in that period of time. Let's embarrass Chi-Chi for a minute. Since she made it on a live feed, let's embarrass Sister Chi-Chi. Chi-Chi pops on to the channel and probably dedicates 30 minutes a day, maybe 40 minutes a day. The amount of good that she does in 30 to 40 minutes a day is absolutely astounding. It really is. And it's Oh, so that one was a guy that keeps doing that here. Yes, that is him. And it was funny, people, because right before I came on, there was a few messages that had just been left. And you know, if you are the owner of a channel, you get a little notification every time a message goes up. So I popped onto one, and it was a message that said, you know, something to the effect of, "Well, I went back and read, you know, stuff in the past, and that the person that you were arguing with, it really didn't do anything wrong." So I clicked on, and it came from the same internet service provider as the last person, and the account was 11 minutes old. You know, it is what it is, people. When you find an 11-minute-old account, you know, it's a troll. I'm not giving him any more time, but I wanted you people to understand that these people need prayers. They don't need hate. They need positive energy. I mean, truthfully, if there are people I dislike, everybody has somebody that they dislike, but would you put 2 to 3 hours a day dedicated to disliking that person? Would you take the time to create one fake account after another? Come up with a name, right? Do this. Same thing. Day in, day out, day in, day out. I'm going to tell you a story, people. I have a troll. And as far as trolls go, this one's a pro, right? I don't respect what trolls do. But as far as trolls go, this one probably deserves just a little bit of respect, because this troll sends me an email, right? Every single day. And you know, you can block emails the same way that I can block a troll here on the channel. I can block an email. I don't have to take emails from anybody I don't want to. I assume most of you know this. So I block this person every single day without fail. Every day I block them. They're back the next day. Every single day. And right as the day becomes the next day, so about midnight, between midnight and say 12:06, I'm going to get the email. And the email says something along the lines of, "It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when you decide to do heroin again, and you will be found dead with a needle in your arm." Okay. It takes a tremendous amount of hate to do this. Yeah, have you ever opened up a Google account? It's a pain in the keister, right? This is not something you do in 10 to 20 seconds. This is something that takes 4 or 5 minutes, and then you got to do the backup thing with the phone and all that. Hey, are you a robot? And you got to say, that looks like a crosswalk, or that looks like a traffic light. You know, where are the taxi cabs? Every day, every single day. And I don't respond, obviously, because that's what they want. So the other day, I finally decided that sounds like the devil to you. It is, Joe. It absolutely is. I mean, not personally, but he's definitely influencing the people that are doing this. And if you don't believe in that kind of stuff, it's evil, right? There's an evil spirit at work. I personally believe it is the devil. You're absolutely right, I do. For someone to just hate to the point of wishing me dead. But one day I just decided, I'll answer this cat. I've never responded to him in any way. And I just said, hey, I got to tip my hat. You know, I'm about to block you again, but I respect your diligence. I mean, we're on day like 32 or something. I mean, he's been doing this for a really long time. And I said, you know, as far as trolls go, your troll game is excellent. But if they think that it's going to get me off of this boat, then they're higher than I used to be. You understand what I'm saying? You know, and right now, people, they're lurking. Because when I block them, it just means that they can't leave messages. It doesn't mean that they can't be here. They're lurking as we speak, right? The count and the number of names that you see on here don't add up, not even close. So the lurkers are here. Keep it coming, guys. Do what you do. Hit thumbs down. I need it. You know what I mean? That just helps the algorithm. It just shows that you're involved. Keep coming back. You know, whether you say anything or not, I get the views. And since the channel is monetized, it means that your views are making the algorithm more solid, and it's pushing the boat out to more places. So in your sick and twisted little way, you're helping us out here at the lifeboat. So my most sincere thanks to you. And my prayer to you is that you're going to come out of this. I pray that you're going to find happiness in something. I pray you find a hobby other than hate, you know, but I don't hate you. Whether you believe it or not, I don't hate you. In fact, I'm wasting my time, people. Let's get on to something more fun, shall we? So let me tell you a story, people. Yeah, I told you yesterday that I went over to help a guy who was about, I said he was like 60, late 60s, maybe early 70s, right? No, this gentleman's 84. And you talk about a beast, right? I'm over there working with him, and we're working with 20-foot long boards. And these boards are composite. They're not real. So they're heavier than wood. It's Trex. I don't know if you people are familiar with this. It's called Trex. LB Loxley, good to see you. Trex is a type of epoxy that has real wood in it. And it, thank you for all your help, troll, or should I say henchman. Uh, Chi-Chi, I love you. You don't have any idea, Chi-Chi. You are just, I love Chi-Chi. You gotta love Chi-Chi. You really do. You're awesome. But so this Trek stuff weighs a ton, and we have it in 20-foot board lengths. So yesterday I decided that I would go over and help this person because there's no way this guy can do this on his own. I mean, not he got a lot done, but now we're into really intricate cuts and going around, 4x4s and that make chairs, and there's just a lot to be done. And people, this is page 3 Tommy, right? I'm not making any money on this. I'm not getting anything out of this except feeling good and knowing that this guy's going to get his deck done, and without me, he probably won't. So at the end of yesterday, I had to run over here to do a 3 o'clock call because on the weekends, I do the 3 o'clock call. It's important to me that I give people the opportunity to get on a live feed if they can't make the 9 o'clock call. So on the weekends, I do these at 3. So yesterday, as we were finishing, he said, listen, you got to do me a favor. Is there any chance you could come back tomorrow? Because we just got a couple of things that we need to finish up. So I went over there at 10 o'clock this morning. It's, let's see, I've been on this 16 and a half minutes, right? 21 minutes ago, I was still working on that deck. I went over there for an hour and was there from 10 o'clock to 3 o'clock. I put in a day over there. But the good news, people, is that the deck is done. And I helped him carry all of the stuff back onto the deck. And now he's got a beautiful fire pit set up. He bought a couple of chairs from Candlestick Park in San Francisco. This guy's a big San Francisco fan. And they were tearing down Candlestick. He bought a couple of the chairs that he and his wife actually used to sit in. So we moved those in there. They're mounted onto the deck. It's the most beautiful deck. I'm going to get a picture of it, and I will post it so you guys can see what I was doing. But you know what, Chi-Chi, it is. It was a nice thing, and I'm proud as hell of myself. I'm sorry, I really am. It was, one of my friends said, did they offer to pay you? No. And if they did, I would have said, no, I'm not taking that, These people are kind enough to let me dog sit their dog every time they go out of town. You've all seen beautiful Georgie. Well, Georgie is their dog. So really, I'm closer friends with the dog than I am with the owners. But when I found out that he was, doing a deck, I went over there and I helped. And the deck is done. And I got to play with Georgie, which was awesome. And found out that Georgie is coming here for Thanksgiving. And I'm going to have her for a full 7 days, which is just awesome. I can't... My present situation, people, I could not take a pet. I would just be neglecting this animal. Between the boat and having a full-time job and being on federal damned probation, like I can't begin to tell you how difficult. Kiss Freak says, Tommy, I need a deck built. Can you come up here and help, please? Yeah. As soon as Canada lets me back into your country, I will be right there to help you with anything you need. Amazingly, people, I worked in Canada for 3 or 4 years with a felony. If you're doing something that they like, they'll actually let you in. Aside from all of the the things to. We just celebrated Thanksgiving here. That's right, you did, and I hope you had candy corn because we all know how great candy corn is. Chase Del Mon, hey Chase, I don't believe I've ever had a chance to welcome you. Loved the videos since day one. Chase, that's a really nice thing to say. I appreciate that. I really do. I'm not sure I ever had a chance to welcome you on board. I'm glad that I've had a chance now. Welcome aboard. Kathy, great to see you. Kathy is just a great person. Kathy has been a friend of mine now for a really long time. When I first got into the whole social media thing, I met Kathy, and we just have been getting along for. Yeah, we've been hanging out for a long time, and she's a great person. She really is. So I wanted to go over a couple of things, people. We're going to be. I'm going to be doing some polling. I'm going to put some stuff up, and I'm going to ask you people to weigh in on some things because there's going to be some decisions that need to be made going forward on the boat, and I'm certainly not going to make them myself. I've already determined since getting this thing off the ground that when I allow the crew to make the decisions, better things happen than when I make those decisions myself. I know what I'm good at, and I know the things that I'm not good at. So one of the things that I really want everybody to think about is that we have we have really sort of become a live channel, right? For better or for worse, we're a live channel. We don't do I don't do recordings the way that I used to. Captain, I got a shocker and a heartbreaker for you. Tell me, Leisure, what is the shocker and the heartbreaker? So, and I'll see what Leisure has to say. But what I was going to say, people, is that we've really been a live channel, and I don't do videos the way I used to. We need to decide the sort of the direction of the boat and which direction it's going to go. And eventually we had talked about making this into a live call-in show kind of a situation, but because of what happens in the comments section during the live feeds, it's super important that people have the opportunity to interact. It builds a kind of closeness so that when someone's not here for a couple of days, everybody reaches out to them. And when I've had 3 or 4 people say that they want to buy shirts for people who are unable, it's just there's a lot that happens here, and it happens because of the relationships that are built in these in the live comment section. That really is what makes us unique. But that being said, it's kind of important that I get up in the morning and I do a video that I'm not going to get up and do a live feed at 8 a.m. Right? That's not possible. So I think it's important that we come up with a schedule that's going to work for everyone, if that makes sense. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to be putting up. Miss V is my ex. She left me for the guy who beat her up. She hurt me badly, but I still want her to find help and learn about herself. Leisure, believe it or not, I knew that. I knew that because of just some interaction with some people. I don't know details at all, but I do know that you invited her to be on the lifeboat, and I knew that you two were together. And you know what? We're praying for her and sending positive energy. And my most sincere hope for her is that that she gets with the person that's going to take care of her and love her and cherish her. And maybe that's you, and maybe that ends up that way, or maybe it's not. I don't know. It's a sad situation, and it's one that it really is a sad situation. The fact that somebody put hands on her is honestly has disturbed me far more than just the video that I did. The day that she talked about it, it's disturbed me for every day since. And I've had discussions with a lot of people about this because it's it sort of falls outside. Raven, hello. It falls outside this sort of the wheelhouse of what I do. What I do is I deal with addiction, and there are a lot of addiction channels, and people come out and they give you their opinions, and their opinions are based on the fact that they spent a lot of time in the life, and that very much is similar to what I do. I think the difference is that I literally spent 6 years doing nothing but bringing in every single thing that I don't know if I was take back or not, but I'll be a friend. You already are. You know what I mean? She's said that in no uncertain terms. You already are a friend. The fact that you tried to get her here so that she could find love and support goes a long way to saying not only that you're a friend, but what kind of guy you are. Very oftentimes when people go their separate ways, all that's left over is hate, and it's never made sense to me. I just had a conversation about this with somebody the other day. It really is. It's astounding to me that you can love somebody on Monday and hate them on Tuesday. But it seems that people are capable of that. If you don't believe me, you can go back and read comments from the trolls and read the things that they said about you people and about me. And now read the things that they say now. And nothing really changed. But in the case of husband and wife, or the case of boyfriend and girlfriend, it is so much worse. I have exes that will not speak to me. Um, you even scared me that day, Tommy. I thought you were jumping right out of my phone. Um, yeah, I don't do well with people abusing women. I really, really don't do well for with any of that. Kiss page to Tommy came out for a minute. Yeah. Okay. I that one I don't understand. Okay. But I don't deal with it well, and I will admit that I didn't do a fantastic job during that video. You know what I mean? I want to hurt people that put hands on women. It's not it's not particularly Christian, and it's not particularly evolved, and it's not very page three. But if I dragged anything from page two into page three, it's that if you want to hurt animals, children, or women, I don't have any use for you. And really, really a very serious thing for me. It's just mean the anger we all felt toward anyone touching a woman. Jesse, yeah, absolutely, man, absolutely. And it's something that I wish that maybe I could. I wish I could communicate it better. I wish maybe I didn't come across as a convict or a hard ass, or pardon me, or any of the other things. That's yeah, I know, Chi-Chi, and I know why, and it's one of the reasons too that I can't. I don't know, people. I'm still evolving. I'm still doing better. I really am. I'm trying every day. But my job is to reach out to that person and offer prayers and affection, and tell that person that we're here for them. Flying off the handle and saying that I want to hurt the person that did it is probably not very helpful. You know what I mean? But the one thing that I really wanted to convey is that it's just not all right. It's not okay. There is no excuse. There's no reason at any time that it's allowed. Right? Ask my son who hits girls. He will say punks and sissies. Well done, Saigon. You know what? I got that from my father too, and I think very often people that abuse of women and kids is a learned behavior. I uh, I don't think that it's something that spontaneously happens very often. I think it's something that you learn from dad, and that's sad. But it's an amazing thing anytime somebody can break that chain, and we have people in here doing it right now, not only in abuse but in everything else. Derek jumps to mind, right? Derek is being a super father to his kids, right? It's just an amazing thing. Joe, Joe is breaking the cycle. He said in his video, I got high with my parents. I don't believe Joe will be getting high with his kids, which means that the cycle breaks. And anytime that happens, you talk about the butterfly effect, you talk about the ripple effect that comes off of what we do here on the boat. The best that we can do ever is break that chain. If you've got 4 generations of addiction and we can get in there and break that chain in one spot, we're not just changing the life of that person, we're changing the life of a family, right? Everybody that comes off of that offspring, off of Joe or off of Derek, I'm talking about, 20, 30 generations down, you're going to affect that. And that's bigger than anything that we could do, right? I've said it before, I'll say it again. When the time comes that they're going to close the box on you, it doesn't matter what you drove. It doesn't matter, where you lived. It doesn't matter what kind of watch you were wearing, right? Did you affect the life of a kid? Did you do anything to make a child's life better? Did you do anything to leave the earth a better place than you found it? I mean, if those are the things that are going to matter when you shut the box, when they close the lid on you for the last time, that's really the only thing that is going to matter. All of the rest is just trivial stuff. And that doesn't mean it's not great to have nice things, and it's not, great to be successful. All those things are great. They really are. But what it really boils down to is that, whether or not you did anything to affect the life of a child, and did you do anything to leave the earth a better place than you had found it. That's it. I mean, that's really what it boils down to each and every time. Oh my goodness, people, we got big trouble now. Fiona's in the house and Chi-Chi is in the house. We got problems. When the twins get together, they get silly. Good to see you here, Charlie Mullins. Good to see you here, Fiona. Really happy that all of you are here. Yeah, double trouble is correct. So on last night's live feed, Love Fest. Absolutely beautiful. It was one of the most special hours I've ever spent in my life. It really was. And we got to talk about the channel. We got to talk about all of the people on this and the direction of the boat and the things that Mark does for us, and how Mark is very much, if you think this boat, don't think Tommy, right? Think crew and think Mark and Tommy, because really we're fighting this thing side by side, and the amount of work that he does so that I can just sit here and talk is absolutely incredible. He's just a dedicated guy. He's dedicated to you all. He's dedicated to the you can't find last night's. Why do I have a feeling that would be my fault? I will make sure that I get that. If it's if you can't find it, I will. In a second. Yeah, I believe it's up there, but I will check and make sure, Chi-Chi, and I will make sure that I get that up there if it's not there now. But last night I was going through people. As I said, it's very difficult for me to read all of these comments as I go through. It happens very, very quickly. So to try to concentrate and do everything I do, a lot of times I miss what's going on in the chat. So when I have the opportunity, I go back and I look at the chat and make sure that there's nothing super important that I missed. So I do think it's super important to point out that I didn't blush last night on the live feed. What's the matter with you people? You do realize I worked in the sun all day, right? I told you people, I was working on the deck. No blushing. It's just plain silly talk. So before I interrupted myself on 3 different occasions, I was talking about the direction of the boat, and there are probably some. Who just said I did blush? Jesse, stop that. I did not. And I'm telling you, it was really, Fiona, all of you, evil, evil crew members. See that? Oh, how sharper than a serpent's tooth to have a feckless crew. Back to what I was talking about. Let's change the subject. The direction of the boat in terms of live versus video. I want to make sure that we represent exactly what we're doing here multiple times a day. I really feel that that's important, because if you're in the process of fighting the good fight and you're trying to get sober, anything that focuses you for a period of time, that's really, really important, and by doing that, by making sure that we have videos up regularly, it's really kind of important that we get some kind of a consensus on the number of videos that we're going to be doing. Obviously, you're not going to say, Tommy, we need you to do 8. It's going to be one of those things where I think it's going to be more of a situation where I ask, it's going to be a situation that I ask you whether or not, this number or that number, whatever the case may be. But what it really boils down to is, if you look at the channel, the number of views we get on our live stuff is triple right now, basically, to what we're getting on the recorded stuff. I don't want to be wasting time, right, and energy. If it's a situation where you don't need the videos, then we'll probably not focus on them. But be on the lookout in the next couple of days for polls. I'm going to be asking you guys your opinion, and don't do it. What I would like you to do is just weigh in on it. Tell me what you think. It's important that Mark and I have an idea of exactly what's going on in the crew's head, because we're here. We're here. Thank you, Fiona. I appreciate that so much. Thank you. That's thank you. Honestly, that means the world to me. I really appreciate that. Thank you. As I was saying, I hope that you weigh in on these. It's important that we get feedback from you so that we know that what we're putting out is what the crew wants, right? It's not the Timothy hashtag. What is this live stream about? Here we go. Thank you, Joe. I really appreciate it. Joe, thank you so much. You guys don't need to do this. You really don't. People, we do a lot of live streams. Don't do this all the time. Come on. It's honestly, it's not necessary. The Mr. Hashtag, these live streams that we do is where we talk about the business at hand for the lifeboat. And what the lifeboat is I'm good, thanks. We're here to help fight the good fight. There are a lot of people on the planet today, a great number in our country here in America, who are struggling with drug and alcohol addiction. And we have set up a place where those people can come and feel as if the people that they're surrounded by are all in the same boat. You will not be judged here for things that you've done. You're not going to be judged here for the fact that you're an addict. We're all in agreement that society has decided that addicts are worth throwing out, right? And basically that they don't care about what happens to drug addicts. And the proof is in the pudding, right? We're losing literally 190 of them a day are overdosing and dying in this country, and yet nothing is done about it. Literally nothing. The second largest budget in the United States of America is the budget spent on the war on drugs. The only thing in this country that we spend more money on is the military. Nothing else. Not infrastructure, not anything. The second biggest expenditure in this country. And we're talking about going back to when it started, trillions of dollars spent on the war on drugs. And literally nothing has gotten done. I shouldn't say that. We have incarcerated hundreds of thousands of people in the federal system for drug related crimes, and millions of people in the state system for drugs related crimes as well. Joe, if you're leaving, God bless you, my brother. I love you. Keep up the good work. We're so proud of you, man. What are we, day 15, correct? I believe it's day 15 for Joe. Joe, we're proud of you, brother. Stay the course. You got everybody's contact info. Yeah, Charlie Mullins. Yeah, I think Charlie's doing well today. Charlie's always doing well. He's one of the most positive cats in the world. But the point is, people, with all of the money that we have spent, all we have done is declared a war on drug addicts. There's no war on drugs. They want us to believe that you can win the war on drugs, right, from the supply side. We're going to fight the people who are selling drugs, and not the big ones. We're not going to fight the people that are bringing metric tons of coke and heroin into this country. Those people don't get caught. Tell me the last time you heard of somebody getting caught with 4,000 pounds of heroin. All right, it doesn't happen. A big heroin bust is 10 to 20 pounds. But, guys on foot are carrying more than that into this country on a daily basis. It's a drop in the bucket, people. So they sell us this bill of goods that they're going to fight the war on drugs from the supply side. From the people who are bringing that, you were never going to win the war on drugs from the supply side. And I'm going to be careful the way I said this, because in the past I said this and I may have offended somebody in the process. So let me be really clear. People smuggle these drugs in from other countries, right? And it doesn't have to necessarily be, Mexico. A ton of our heroin is coming in from Afghanistan. But regardless, most of it comes through our southern border. And you can buy a ball of heroin this big south of the border, right, for a couple of $100. You get that ball of heroin into the United States, and it could be worth 25, 35 times that. So there is a vested interest, especially in a place where police officers make $300 a month. There's a vested interest in these people saying, I will risk getting caught. I will go to prison. It sounds like a political channel. Yeah, it's most assuredly not a political channel. You'll notice that I'm not bagging on Republicans or bagging on Democrats. What I'm telling you is that you cannot fight the war on drugs from the supply side. Quite simply cannot happen. So what we're doing is coming up with the concept of fighting the war on drugs from the demand side. The reason that people are willing to bring these drugs across the border is because of the massive amounts of profit that can be made on that. Why is there so much profit that can be made? Because we in this country are the largest consumers of drugs on the planet, right? There is no country out there that spends more money on drugs. So what needs to happen, instead of blowing all of this money to incarcerate people because they're addicted to drugs. What needs to happen is we need to cut down on the demand. If you ever took economics in college or even in high school, you have supply and demand. When you have a really large group of people wanting to buy something, right? That's a huge demand. People will fill the supply. So what we're encouraging here is for individuals to get clean and sober, and in doing so, endeavor to raise drug-free kids. The most important thing that we really, really strive to get across to people is that it is possible, even in today's world, to raise a drug-free kid, but that the key to doing so is knowledge, not just for you but for your children. Teaching kids. If you ask parents, do you talk to your kids about drugs? They say yes. When you say, what do you tell them? I tell them not to do it. Obviously, it's Chi-Chi. That's probably not a bad suggestion. Chi-Chi suggests that you start at the beginning and start working your way up. And you don't have to hit every video, Timothy. But what you're going to find is that unlike the videos, which are nuts and bolts kind of things, what happens on the live feed very oftentimes is an opportunity for the people on this boat to get to know one another better, which really becomes essential for people who are trying to get sober because they lean on one another. Another phenomenon in the drug war is that people who do drugs are considered scum, right? If you're addicted to drugs, there's not a lot of sympathy out there for you in the real world. So we have created a place where someone can show up and say, I do heroin every day and I'd like to get sober. And people will rally around to help these people do just that, to get sober. And the number of people who have decided to quit doing drugs and have successfully so far, right? Because relapse is always right around the corner. But there are a large number of people who are clean today through this system by coming here, leaning on the crew, spending time here daily, working with one another. We wrote to go back to all the videos at the same time. Well, go figure. It's because you two share a brain. Did that come out wrong? It's a really big brain. It's enough to go for two, I think. Mark is lurking. Mark, if you're lurking, it would be great if you said hello. Yes, people. As you know, we feel... we really do. I know. There's no doubt about it. Everyone who knows you knows that you guys... that's very nice, but I don't like physical touch. Well, the good news, Timothy, is that we're in a virtual situation here, so physical touch would be out of the question. I believe we're talking about virtual hugs, like a metaphorical hug. People rallying up to support one another. Since you're in cyberspace, Timothy, I don't think that there's a lot of risk of personal touch. So you're probably good as far as that goes. So that's a good thing. So people, look for the poll in the next couple of days, and I would really be happy if you people could weigh in on this. It's if you don't weigh in, then what happens is we're going to take the boat in a direction, and if it's one that you're unhappy with, then that's going to be unfortunate. If you do weigh in on exactly what we're asking, then you got to become more personally involved. You're great at that now, but just don't let this poll go by, because there's some things that are going to have to be addressed. The way we do what we do now has really sort of been transforming. Obviously, the most popular thing that we're doing right now is the interviews, and we're going to space them out. We want to make sure that we're not putting ourselves in a situation where we're spread ourselves so thin that it's impossible to keep up. And for instance, trying to do an interview, a live feed, and a video in the same day really becomes... Brian, please be good. Is Brian leaving? Is that why people are saying? Brian, I love you, man. You're a great guy. Please do take care. Hope you have the rest of your weekend is great. Really a good dude. Really, really a good dude. Yeah. Squirrel, 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 squirrel. As I said yesterday, people, the focus becomes an issue. It becomes one of those things. Chris King, greetings to all. Hope all are magnetic. Yeah, well, that would be good. Uh, Glad that you're here. Welcome to the Lifeboat Live. So, people, as far as the schedule goes for the upcoming week, we're going to be doing the interviews at 6 o'clock at night. If you remember from last week, I do enjoy quality time with loved ones. Excellent. That's a good thing, and it's a very healthy endeavor. I think the more time, quality time that you spend with loved ones, the healthier you are. And I think it's probably a situation where nobody ever got to their deathbed and said, I just spent too much time with family. Probably not something that that people think about too much as they're exiting this planet. But a great many people think I didn't spend enough time with my family, so it's probably a really good thing. But this week coming up, we will be doing the 6 o'clock interviews, and there are some big ones coming up this week, people. You know that we're going to be doing Rhett Griffin. That's going to be a big one. Grizzly. That would be Journey's dad. And people, I'll be really honest with you. I've known this guy for a really long time, and I don't know his story. Not completely. I really don't. I mean, I know that he overcame addiction, and I have a pretty good idea what the addiction was. But in terms of the whole story, I'm going to be just as excited to find out, as you are. Homeless in America. Glad you're here, my brother. Really glad you had a chance to come on. But Rhett is going to be coming up this week. Also this same week, Jack is back. Yeah, Rhett is a great guy, Chi-Chi. I mean, Rhett's one of the best. He really is. He's got two beautiful kids that really just turned out excellent. You all saw Journey's video, and Journey's story. He talked about a person that came back and didn't just get up off the deck. Getting up off the deck is impressive. I mean, let's be honest. If you're on drugs and you get up and you become successful, that's awesome. It's one of those things that really, truthfully, sets you apart from other people. But if you get up off the deck and then become a soldier in the war against what had you down, I mean, that's top of the food chain stuff. And what Journey did is nothing shy of miraculous. It's such a great story, and it's the reason that that video gets so many views, and it's the reason that video. It's the reason that video has been shared by so many people, because it's. Thank you, Fiona. I appreciate that. Honestly, I do. That's so nice. I really appreciate that. Oh, you're in so much trouble. Jesse Stinson, it's good to see you, Jesse. I'm so glad you had the opportunity to come on. Haven't seen you in a while, Jesse. In fact, I just said that to somebody yesterday. I hope you're doing well. You came right at the perfect time. I really, really appreciate that. And I heard Mark is lurking, but I have not seen him yet. I was sending some emails back and forth. Good. I'm glad to hear you're doing well, brother. I really am. People, while I'm on the squirrel train and I'm remembering things, Brittany has eyes. Let's keep her and her mom in our thoughts. We also remember Ryan that was going into to alcohol detox. If he showed up and went the next day, and I have no reason to believe he didn't. We haven't seen him back on the boat. So my guess is that he went into medical detox. If that is the case, he should be getting to the point right about now where he's he should be entering the program proper. All of the medical part of it should be done, and he should be just starting to get into the whole nuts and bolts of the rehab aspect of it. And if we could keep him in our thoughts and prayers, that would be Kiss freak. Yes, shiny. I am fascinated by small shiny objects. Yeah. Yes. See, I told you that when Chi-Chi and Fiona got together, there'd be problems. I'm gonna have to separate them. Goodness. Thoughts and prayers for whoever need them. Charlie Mullins, thank you, my friend. You are a great guy. My grandson didn't get the rehab part. It just depends. Ryan said that he was going to be doing that. A lot of times, if you're going into rehab and you're drinking a bottle a day, then it's kind of an important thing that they take you through the detox aspect of it first. There's really not a lot you can do. I mean, you can't sit down and start talking about rehab with someone who's in the delirium tremens. They got the DTs and they're shaking like that. If you ever read the history of AA, they used to keep a half a gallon of bourbon under the sink, or gin rather, under the sink. And when somebody would come in and was that, you know, basically going through it, they were detoxing that bad. They know you couldn't talk to them about sobriety, so what they would do is get them, a glass full of booze, just enough to where the person could calm down enough from the DTs to where they could talk to them and actually try to make something happen. LB Loxley is taking off. LB, I love you, my brother. Great guy. See, you people. LB, please take care of yourself. Great guy, people. LB has been a faithful crew member on the boat for a very, very long time now, and just a good dude, a really good dude. So we're always really happy whenever LB can pop in. It's different different part of the world, so the times are different. It's one of the reasons that the 3 o'clock weekend calls are so important. It's super important to me that we don't leave anybody sort of out in the cold, and our schedule tends to be very. Jesse Brown says DT suck. Had them one time. I couldn't bring the water glass to my lips because his hands were shaking so bad. Absolutely believe that. I have seen people with the DTs. It's something, fortunately, that I have never had to endure because of my particular drug of choice. That we was not alcohol or benzo, so I never went through the DTs. But I did go through a lot of withdrawal from heroin. Doesn't compare though. It's heroin is not gonna. I love making you blush. Thank you, Fiona. I really appreciate that. I do. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Squirrel. I don't remember what I was saying. That is that's tough. Really. Thanks again, Fiona. Homeless. My thoughts and prayers, brother, are with you. It's this is a tough time of the year to be homeless. Jesse Brown says needs to move to Arizona homeless. I did almost 6 years here living in the street. You know what? I have a serious question, homeless. What is keeping you there? If there is nothing, there's no job, and there's nothing that has you rooted down. What's keeping you in Washington State? If he makes a serious point, and I'm not being a wise guy. If there's nothing rooting you there, a warmer climate until you get on your feet would be a great thing. It's a super tough thing to be, homeless in the in the street in a really cold climate. No way to get there. I'll tell you what, I will make a way for you to get there. I'm not joking. You ready to go to Arizona? You ready to go to a warmer climate? I will get you there. I'm not joking you at all. I've had some people who have been very generous with me recently, and probably nothing. I am in a position where I can make that happen. You send me an email, and I promise you, I will get you to a warmer climate. Send me an email today, immediately. When I'm done with this live feed, I will reach out to you, and we will make sure that happens. Plain and simple. Seriously. I mean, if this is the life that you're stuck in until you can get on your feet, there are definitely some things you could do that would make this go considerably faster in terms of getting on your feet. There are certain places with warm climates where the job markets are completely upside down. Right now in the United States, there's 10 million jobs that people refuse to fill, and most of them are above $15 to $16 an hour. If you were in a warmer climate and you had the opportunity to start working, you really could get the ball rolling. If it's just a matter of not being able to get there, but you are ready to go, look, man, send me an email. I will get you there. I'm not joking. I am as serious as all get out. We'll share the entire experience with the lifeboat. You got a phone. You reach out to me, and we will get you there. Plain and simple. I'm not kidding. So, do that. Please tell me you heard that, homeless. Um, please tell me you heard that. He says there are shelters in big cities in Arizona, homeless, much warmer here. See that Raven is on is yeah, I Hunter Haas, great to see you. Jesse Brown, my younger brother got great help getting off the streets in San Diego. Another beautiful climate. Another beautiful climate. But what we'll do is, we'll start talking and we will figure out what we'll do is we'll do a little research, man. You get you out of there within a couple of days, but during that couple of days, we will research and find out what the best place that, if this is the life you stuck with, and, for the time being, because no one's stuck with it forever, homeless. I promise you, that's not the case. But we will find out the place that, that it's going to be the best chance for your survival. I got scabies from a shelter. I prefer a tent. You can have a tent. That's not a problem. Tell me you're going to send me an email. Did you hear what I'm saying to you, my friend? If you want to get to a warmer climate, I'll get you there. Just send me an email. That's the best I can do. If that's something you really want, I can make it happen. And like I said, that's phone 12%. Gotta go. Okay. I'm terribly sorry, man. My offer stands. Yeah. Okay. All right, people. Well, hopefully he gets a charge on his phone and is able to, to get a hold of me. That is something that we could do, people. That's, there's things that I can do with, with some of the funds that are coming in. Yeah, homeless. Seriously, reach out. Send. I. You know what? I have his email. He sent me an email once before, so I'll just send him I'll send him an email. I can, I've been blessed. The people on the boat have been generous of lately, and I've got a little something laying around too. So I could definitely get him to a warmer climate. You know what, Chi-Chi? That's a beautiful thing, but I think what I'm going to take care of that, and I'll do it on my end. The only reason is I've been down this road, and because of what it is that we do here, because of the people we deal with, we do one fundraiser to help anybody, and people will come out of the woodwork. I know that I sound like such a jerk, but I'm trying to protect the integrity of what we have here. People come out of the woodwork, and in another situation that we were in, we did a fundraiser and raised $4,000 for a family in need that turned out not to be a family in need. And the hellacious amount of bad press that the charity that I was with got for that, it really does open up a can of worms. It's just incredible. Homeless has been on this channel long enough. I don't have any doubts about his the veracity of what is going on with him. And I'm in a position. I'm not rolling the dough, people, but I know what a bus ticket costs, and that's definitely something that I can pony up to get a guy to a warmer climate so that he's not freezing at night. I'm not at all messed up about that. You know what I mean? What am I going to spend it on? I don't get high. Money tends to stack up when you're not doing drugs. It's a kind of a really weird phenomenon, So, if he really wants to leave, to move, I'm not trying to be a jerk, but he didn't want to answer that question, and he got out of here really quickly when we said that we would like to help him move. And thank you, Lady Crispin. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And on that note, I think I will end this live feed before my sun tan starts to show for the entire world. Because I was outside all morning, people. So I don't want to hear anything about your stuff, because I was. He could feel a little embarrassed, Chi-Chi. Absolutely, he could. And we'll find out, because we're just going to keep reaching out to the guy, and that's all that we can do. What I would ask people is that if you could get any thoughts and prayers. Sometimes you get stuck in your comfort area when you're homeless. Absolutely you do. Absolutely you do. You know, I know people who lived in that life for a long time, and there were people that I reached out to in the past and tried to help, and they would say things like that. They say, you know, I have a family, and referring to homeless people that they know on the street. And when I was in Salt Lake City during a particularly brutal winter, me and a friend tried to do a lot to help a particular individual, and who eventually just said, "Look, man, I don't want help," which doesn't make sense to some of us, but that's not, you know, all you can do is do this one, right? That's all you can do. You can't be a jerk about it, and you can't, you know, you can't force anybody. But um, I'm so sad I slept in a bit and missed the start. Wow, you know what, Fiona, in the time that the boat has been running, you've missed what, one live feed and about 6 minutes of another one. Yes, you should feel awful. Come on, knock that off. People, we do a lot of content here. We this is not, you know, we put out a lot of content. If you look at channels that have been, you know, up and running for 2 years, most of them don't have as many uh, you know, things posted as you know, as we do now. It's crazy uncle. Really appreciate you. Glad that you're here. Hope everything is going well. Oculi Mortis. You're a great guy. Miss V, good to see you. Always a pleasure to see you. Folks, at this point, I'm going to be signing off. We are past the 1 hour mark, so I don't want to keep everybody here too long. I will tell you this. There's going to be a live feed this evening, right? Everybody knows this. There's going to be a live feed this evening. If by some chance Fiona is even 3 minutes late for it, just think of the absolute grief we will give her. Chi Chi, you can't know how happy I am that you were on this. What a beautiful thing to say. I love all of you too, and you may not know it, but you were all very important to me. I appreciate all of you. You know what? Chi Chi, you're top shelf. You really are. I'm so glad that you're on this boat, and I'm so glad that our paths crossed. Fiona, thank you so much, Fiona. I'm Captain Tommy Scoville. Between now and the next time we see each other, do me a favor. Get out there and try to save somebody. I'm going to get off this real quickly before Fiona does this again. All right? I love you all. God bless. I'm out of here. Fiona.